fun, no, it ain't no fun without a little bit of
Answer.
Talking about no cursing in the first minute, I see that happening a lot, and I don't know if it's just like Schultz does it and then everybody else follows suit. I feel like he could upload a reel of him taking a hot, steamy dump, and everybody else would be like, well let's do it. I don't know, but I see. Have you seen the comedians that'll upload stuff? I mean, friends of ours too, and maybe it's the way to go. I don't know if it's proven or not. They'll say the A word in their reel, and instead of putting a caption with the A word, they'll substitute it with "but" or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see that very often.
But I'm like, I don't even know if that's a thing.
Right.
I see reels that have millions of views where they're doing the most obscene things.
Yeah, I don't know if it
imaginable.
matters or if it does, because I'll see ones where they'll say the word sex in it, but they'll spell it like SEGGS.
Yeah, like
yeah,
that
and
type
I hate
of-
it because I started doing that. Like instead of the F word, I'll put FAWK on like the things, and I always did it just because I thought it looked cooler and funnier. But it also like I guess fits into that.
Well, I started doing the asterisks instead, which is fine. But then people will also beep out them saying it, and a lot of the bigger named people that were railing against, like, if you want to be who you are, not be censored by mainstream this and late night TV, you can go online and do whatever you want. But now they're censoring themselves. I just find that kind of humorous.
It is funny. Well, I guess you got to just atone to Miss YouTube. Who's Miss YouTube?
Yeah.
Just a big white lady who's upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss YouTube is.
yeah, who do you think the most famous YouTube lady is of all time?
I think she got her YouTubes tied, and she realized she could never be a mother, and she's like, all right, I'm just going to be a really mean, angry lady.
I think it's the lady from that old meme that was like, there was a fire and I got the bronchitis.
Wait, she's
I
a
think
woman?
that lady's the queen of YouTube.
Oh, the woman that was caught off guard by the news reporter, right?
Yeah. I got bronchitis.
I don't know what. It's always a black person getting interviewed on the street. What is the deal? There's always
cameramen and news reporters are all racist.
That's basically what it is. My mom sends me some of the most insane responses from people, and most of the time it's like a black guy talking like out of his mind.
I will say this: as much as it hurts that the Phillies run is done in the playoffs, I'm very glad to not have to watch drunk man on the street tailgate videos anymore.
What are you talking about?
Because
Dude?
they're
One of
I thought
my
that was your
close
guys'
friends.
bread and butter.
I love them, but the deeper the Phillies were getting into the playoffs, everyone was just trying to one up like the video before.
Yeah.
So they're like seeking like people like Kyle
Yeah.
and like what's it 856 Sports Entertainments or something. They're seeking them out now, and they're like, I'm going to go up there and tell them that I would lick my own aunt's butthole for the Phillies to win a World Series. And then a guy comes up and he's like, I'll eat my aunt's butthole. Like they just,
You do see a lot of that.
You said butthole, right?
Yeah, we could say. Well, you do see a lot of like people one upping the man on the street, or like people one upping like playing pickleball at City Hall. People are all trying to like.
No,
one
one
up.
up pickleball at City
Some people
Hall.
are doing it with crowd work. They're asking people what they do for a living. It's kind of fucking.
Are you some insane kind of jackass or something? Is that what this is all about, dude?
No, see,
Yeah, but now the hacky thing is to go on podcasts and talk about people doing hacky crowd work and reels. Because everyone's going on podcasts now and saying,
Yeah.
you got to cut it out. It's like, fucking let people do
That is
whatever.
infuriating. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of that of people being like any comedian nowadays, and it's like, wait, this guy's wearing the red shirt, and I get what they're. It's funny to make fun of it when you're somebody who goes to comedy shows.
Yeah.
But I think it's just I'm going off of. I had a real bad set of shows this past weekend, and some of the people in the audience. So, well, this was kind of fun. Some of the people in the audience felt like they were the type that like go to comedy shows and they sit like they're like at a painting gallery and just observe, and they take it in like, was that well crafted or was that trash?
Were they all like under 25 years old?
They were all about 25
Dude,
years
I've been
old.
noticing that. Anytime I do a show to anyone under 25, they sit like, everyone sits cool now.
Yeah,
Like,
it
everyone
was in Northern
smart,
Liberties.
like cool smart. I don't know.
They were all in there, and then this was kind of fun. I was not doing well the first show, and I had one of these, and I had to do 15 minutes up top, cold. So like, not only am I not doing great, I'm the first person they saw. So they're definitely sitting there like, is this the whole thing? Like, is this how everybody is? And I'm like, there's a decent chance it is, but it might not be. And I was like, all right, guys, I'm about to bring up your next comic. And one of the dudes in the audience was like, finally.
Did it get a laugh?
No.
Even worse.
Well, it's one of those ones where nobody's happy about anybody in the, like, it wasn't just me.
Right.
It felt like at
It
this
was-
point,
yeah.
they're just sitting there with their angry wife that they thought this would be a fun date night, and their big body husband.
There was a couple of girls that I thought that was going to be the same thing at the show that I did last week with old Smurdog up in Del Rand. There was a couple of girls, they were probably in their early 20s, that were sitting in the front row, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a problem. And they had the best time of their life, and they came up after the show and were talking me and Paulie Carr's ears off.
Dude, non-city white girls are some of the better audience members you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but if you get city folk over there in them
City
big
folk.
urban town centers,
Yeah. Well, their electricity and running water. Yeah.
I had it on doing the Don't Tell shows. The first one was a younger crowd and very sober because it was 7 o'clock, so nobody had enough time to get drunk yet.
right?
That was weird because it was like doing material to people that are already too young, and then they're not drunk, so they're not getting like fun with. I don't know.
Yeah,
I did my 9/11 material, which is in every set, and I realized halfway through I was like, oh, some of these kids weren't alive when 9/11 happened, and I just asked, and
Yeah, but
they
I
weren't.
don't think they were. I don't think they were sitting there like, "What the fuck's this old guy talking about?" Like, they still have a
9
reference
what?
point.
That came out the other day. I referenced ASL. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I referenced that, and somebody was like, "What does that mean?" And I forgot
American
they were born
Sign
in, like,
Language. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, no, ASL is what you used to send to unsuspecting women in chat rooms where you were posing as a lesbian and you thought you were talking to other lesbians, but it was probably other grown men.
Yeah.
And you would say to them, what's your ASL? They would lie to you, you would lie to them, and then
right.
you would like get each other off. That's what some people did that I know of.
We
I
would
think
send
it's
each
still
other
around.
pictures back and forth that were definitely just Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah.
I still do that. I start every email at work with that thing.
ASL.
Text
To
my,
whom it may concern.
email my
ASL.
boss about ASL, and he'd be like 44, and the dude, please stop. Come on.
Also,
I'm
I
like-
need that fucking
I'm
report,
like,
man.
and where are you at?
What are you wearing?
Speaking of hanky shit that pisses us off, I will say to the Phillies end of things, you probably realize this too because you played college baseball. What is it with people at the home stadium when the opposing team tries to pick off somebody on
It's
base?
people that don't know baseball. It's 100% people that don't know baseball.
Like-
and they like take offense to the fact that they're doing a thing that's in the sport.
Yeah, and
It'd be like if everyone booed like a bounce pass in basketball. It's just part of the fucking sport.
There was a guy on third and Trey Turner's on first who's fast and he's
Yeah.
known to steal bases, and the pitcher gets run on a lot. So he tries to pick him off twice, and people are losing their mind in the stands just booing the shit
Yeah.
out of him. And I'm like, that is a part of the game.
It's the same people that at a football game boo a team for taking a knee to run out the clock.
Yeah.
And they're like, fucking play the game, you coward. They're
Yeah.
like, it's 42-10. Like, they're just trying to get out of here without someone's neck breaking.
Yeah. That type of stuff was driving me insane because I think the playoff games, do they increase the like audience volume more than the announcers? That's what it sounded like.
I think it was just that loud in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I mean, it's raucous, if you
Yeah.
will.
That stuff started. I had this weird problem with my brain where that kind of like self-effacing. Like once the Philly the Philly crowd found out, like, oh, they're talking about us like we're the best audience. Then it felt like they were going and doing it to be like, yeah, we are the best audience, as opposed to it being like an organic thing. Where it's just,
And the annoying thing is it's the same people that they didn't take that Phillies T-shirt out of their drawer till September.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
it's
what
going back in their drawer now, and you're not going to see it again until the Phillies make a run. Which is fine, but it's like I saw a thing in over in England. They let like anyone that could basically the general working public go sit wherever they want in a stadium. So like they got to sit front row instead of having to pay like thousands of dollars to sit front row. And I think that all the time, like you watch behind a baseball thing, I'm like, none of those people are they're fans of the game. I won't say they're not. Like I know somebody who has second row tickets, like his girlfriend's parents have them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like they're fans of the game, they go, but it's like a lot of that is like corporate bullshit and stuff. But like, if you were allowed to have those real fans come down and sit behind, it would just be fucking mayhem.
Yeah,
they
it'd
wouldn't
be
be able to
nuts.
broadcast games.
tons of Ubers too, because none of them have licenses at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that's what
multiple warrants out.
I just kind of, I looked at it and just, I was like, that Phillies run, I'm not a Phillies fan, obviously, but I was kind of happy that they lost. It just felt like everybody was jerking themselves off.
Yeah.
They were jerking the team off, jerking themselves
That's-
off. And you can only jerk off so many times until blood comes out, Dan.
Yeah, that's right. No,
And
come
how
off
many
my
times
dick.
is that for you?
Yeah, multiple times. And I like what you said, that leaning into the audience. Not even so much that, but like they have, like Philly has garnered this huge thing now where they are known to be assholes, like these degenerate, just like sports fans, but they're insane. So now everybody's leaning so hard into it, and they're like, "Well, we got to boo at everything. We got to throw D batteries at
Right.
the umpires. We got to." So they kind of like, and that just to me is like, oh, like all right, let's show the Rocky steps again and play the music.
It's
Like
cool.
just-
Yeah, it just feels like
that
a kid.
it kind of gets annoying. Yeah,
I agree.
But
It's so funny because if any of everyone always acts like this is all new too. It's like people have been drinking in parking lots in Philly for as long as these teams have been around.
I think it's just different because it just felt like a lot of sports media was just like, this Philly crowd, man, I wouldn't want to. And it felt like the nerdy kid, not the nerdy kid, but maybe like the trailer trash kid got told like, you're cool, and then the next day you came to school wearing a leather jacket, and you're like, that's weird.
And so many people talking shit about the D-backs. I was like, I'm not even mad they lost to the D-backs. Look at their old school
very good team.
Purple and green, though.
Oh, yeah, purple and teal.
They were the team that beat the Yankees after 9/11. How could you hate those guys?
They won America's team.
Yeah.
That was the game to be America's team.
Luis Gonzalez, you remember him? Randy Johnson?
Kurt Schilling.
Jesus. I mean, how could you get mad at that team? Did you see the guys last night behind their dugout wearing the uniforms from back then?
Those were the 90s where every new team either had purple or turquoise or both in their logo. Yeah. And the other one was if you have an animal as your mascot, it was coming through some kind of shape. So it was like the Memphis Grizzly is coming out of like a triangle. It was like always
the
like
Raptors
that.
were coming out of something.
Yeah, everything looked kind of like a Taco Bell wrapper. Like it was just like crazy, like almost crazy color or crazy designs, but tame as well. Very 90s.
And that's why we got to close the border, I think. It's becoming a bit of a...
Those
Raptors are coming here from Mexico. We got to shut it down.
We never talk about. Yeah, we got to close the. We need to close the northern border.
They closed all the borders. I haven't been to one in years. It's just Barnes and Noble now.
Huh?
Suck my dick, idiot. I'm the best. I'm the best. Who would have thought that? I'm the best.
And we're talking about bookstore acquisitions now. We're getting deep in the heart of it. But
I was at a birthday.
There's the real. I was a kid one time.
It was fucking hilarious. I was I remember I was at a birthday party, and one of the older kids heard me say ass, and they were from not from New Jersey. So I say ass, and they're like, ew, why do you say it like that? It's ass. And I was like, I didn't think I said it weird. So then I was in the bathroom, and it was like a single person bathroom. It was just for guys on the prowl. No, I mean it was just for one person at a time. And I was in there, and I was in the mirror going, ass, 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 ass. And then I walked out, and there was a line of like 3 people. So it just seemed like I was in there and
practicing.
Maybe I forgot what to wipe. I was like, I know I have to wipe something. What is it? What was it? Ass, 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 ass. And they
just
all
came out
saying
it still, just like ass, ass,
ass.
Or it's like every time you wipe, you have to say it. Ass, ass.
I'm not upset with that theory.
No, I'm not either. I got caught one time by a teacher in the bathroom in high school by doing something really strange. I mean, that was. Do you guys ever wear basketball shorts under your jeans in high school? You never knew when the pickup game was going to happen.
100%.
That's how I was. I didn't like getting changed for gym, so I was like, you know what? I'll just wear my gym clothes under my clothes to school. This was sophomore band. This was great.
Yeah.
So I would go into the bathroom during my one physics class. I go in there, and because I had these basketball shorts on under my jeans, I just pulled my jeans all the way down to my ankles and then pissed like basketball shorts.
Like a toddler?
Yeah, basically. So then one of my teachers walked in on me and like standing at a urinal with pants around my ankles, just like pissing like that. I'm sure he just saw that and thought I had boxers and was like, oh, he's like, I'm going to leave now.
Sweet game-worn Duke boxers that you got there.
If he walked in, he'd be like, jackpot.
Oh, where did you get those Grayson Allen game-worn boxers from?
Grayson Allen's like 9 years old at the time.
Basketball shorts. I remember I got the like official Penn State basketball like team shorts, like the Nike ones, like the legit. These are the ones they wear on the fucking court. And then I got the jersey too, and I was in full uniform in front of my house, and was quickly told by somebody that was the women's team's uniform.
Oh, no.
And I was like, no, it isn't. And I was waiting to look down, and it just says Lady Nittany Lions on it. But it was like the font that they used on it. They pointed. It was
more cursive.
It was pre-internet, so I had to wait till like women's Penn State basketball came on ESPN, and I was like, god damn it is the women's uniform.
And the biggest crime of that story is that women's basketball made it on ESPN back in the day.
It was the Live Laugh Love font. You said we are Penn State.
You should have known at the point, because the boys, I think boys shorts for Penn State at that time were like the first breakaway pants, because they were the preference of that football coach, whatever his name was.
Yeah, Sandusky. he actually invented the breakaway pants.
Easy access, I like it.
No, and what should have been a dead giveaway too was it had like the cut of the sleeve was definitely a lady cut. You know, like the original WNBA jerseys were very tight to the pit.
Yeah, it's got like a stove in it.
Yeah, it was. I was like,
So
no,
she
no,
can
that's
cook.
so it keeps the smell in.
Yeah, it holds a scent. It holds the hue.
Listen, I just think that if the Israelis are warning people that they're bombing people in these buildings, like, why can't my wife let me know that she just dropped a bomb in the bathroom before I just walk in on some female fecal matter smell?
Oh yeah, there's nothing
mean-
better than the look on a woman's face when you walk in after they just did something terrible to
Yeah.
that toilet.
Yeah.
And you just open it and they give you that look like you just don't inhale.
Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
God, turn around. I just Oppenheimered the fuck out of this bathroom.
My
Yeah.
problem with it is that it smells like stale perfume. Like, if that's even a scent.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think
Trying
she's
to-
drinking the perfume again?
They're trying to cover it up. They're trying to cover it up.
Yeah, it's
She goes there and she sprays her Dolce and Gabbana to cover up her Dolce.
Dolce and Gabbana. Let's be honest. She got some knockoff Clinique and she drank it and then it came out the other side.
Clinique has a new special on Netflix.
Clinique is what it sounds like when a turd hits the water. Clinique?
Click. Yeah, if it's a fucking thick one, I
Pooper.
I splash out every time I take a deuce.
You just
dude.
go in, you paint, and get
I
out.
go in there and I go. "Ooh." That's my ass every time I go to the bathroom.
Dude, same with me. It sounds like Pearl Harbor in there with the shit coming out of my ass. Just
I've had like a fucked up time zone butt for the last 6 weeks because I've been flying
all over the world.
all over the fucking
Pimping
world,
all over the world.
So like my
All over.
poop schedule and my food schedule is just like the food intake has been so different. My stomach doesn't know what's going on, but
Yeah.
it is a real problem. I ruined a few toilets early. Austrian toilets can't handle American dumps.
Really?
They aren't ready for what we're bringing.
They don't want McDonald's dumps.
No.
They can't do it.
I was told I had a lot of talking to toilets as they're like the water's still rising, and you're just doing the no oh no oh no no it's coming over a little bit.
Your shit's like the
No poop went over the falls.
Your
but
poor turds, like in all those movies where like water's starting to fill up in the room, and they're like,
Have you gotten breakfast at the Popeyes in Terminal E of Philadelphia International?
I want to kick you in the throat. Dude.
Because I did a month
if
ago.
you did, Delonte owes me $9.
Yeah, he works the morning shift Monday through Wednesday.
No, I did get
It's awful hours. Making no money.
Where was I? I was just flying out of I can't remember now. I've been all over
Raleigh,
the place.
Charlotte, Des Moines.
No, Vegas. It was Vegas. We'll say it was Vegas. It was
Layover
Vegas.
in Des Moines.
And I found a Chili's to go,
Chili's
which
as
I didn't-
opposed to Chili's.
I didn't know
to
it's
say.
like just like fast food Chili's.
Shit.
So I got the boneless buffalo wings. And I'm a former Chili's employee myself. I know my way around that menu.
Of course.
I wanted to go Southwest egg rolls, but I didn't trust them from a Chili's to go. Anyway, I got my food, and I just walked like a little bit further in the airport because I had like 2 hours to kill, and I then found the actual Chili's that's in the fucking airport.
Wow.
So I had to sit there and eat my fake boneless nuggets in front of where I could have gotten the real deal.
Oh no.
That's
That's a
I
real
think that's
kick in the
what's-
dick.
That set off like my week and a half of just being angry and like depressed.
See,
I think.
I was going to ask you, what is the thing since you've been traveling a lot recently that pisses you off? That just the travel process.
Where do you want to start, brother?
Let's start with people on the plane. What is the one thing that people do that drives you up a fucking wall?
This is a one-off situation.
Fly it into
I
buildings.
flew, yeah. I'm sick of that.
Guys,
Flying into fields
Drop
in
bombs from
Pennsylvania.
them.
Yeah.
leaflets.
I can't even go into it because the day that I flew with a bunch of fellas that had great sideburn game and their hat game was on point. The same day that like Israel Palestine just popped off, so I was like, I can't have thoughts on these people's behavior on this plane.
What are they gonna
It
do?
was a crew of Hasidic dudes. It was all like maybe 16 to like 90. I found out just from eavesdropping that they were going back over
what are these
to
schools of fish. You couldn't quantify them.
I think they were going back over to like honor some like 500-year-old rabbi or something. But it was just the boys were wilding and they play by their own rules. They looked like a flock of seagulls like on the beach.
Yeah.
None of them are ever going in the same direction. Yes.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
That's immediately what I thought of.
No, I mean like on like
They
when
got the
you're-
fucked up face
or like
paint and
pigeons
shit.
when you're looking at like a group of pigeons, none of them are ever going in the right direction or doing the exact same thing.
So we're
But they're all
comparing
kind of
Jewish people to
pigeons.
pigeons.
Yeah.
I mean-
no, let's stick with the seagulls. I like the
I got a
beach
video
chickens.
that I'll show it to you. You'd be like, that looks like a flock of pigeons.
I just get every time.
And they were cool. Like I ended up talking to the dude next to me. Like he was very nice, but they just were playing by their own rules. They were swapping seats the whole flight.
Yeah.
So like the flight attendants were like, "Can you come on, just sit down?"
Come
and
on.
it was Austrian Air, so it was Austrian flight
Austrian
attendants.
Air.
It was Austrian, dude. They took it back. This was
Good for them.
This was their 40 acres and a mule version of like they got an Austrian airplane.
Jewish guys on a plane sound incredible, dude. This sounds like the
I
greatest
wish,
time.
but like they didn't turn up. I wish the fellas got into it because I've seen some good videos of like a whole package. It's like when it's
Don't
at a
say
wedding.
packed.
Stick to flock.
All right, a whole flock of Jews, whole flock of Jays.
It's called a jiggle. A group
But
of
like
them is a
they'll
jiggle.
be at a wedding and there's just no chicks and it's just the dudes dancing.
Yeah, dude.
that
they're-
looks awesome.
And
That's
they're
what
all
all
religious.
weddings should be.
They're all like Diet Cokes for everybody, and
Yeah.
they crack it open and they drink it with two hands really
They
slow.
realize that women are the worst part of weddings.
Yeah, if you could just wedding out
Dude,
with your
women
boys.
ruin weddings.
That's
They
the thing
really
I think
do.
gay guys are missing out on. Is like gay guys only invite the bros to your wedding.
Yeah, stop having girls in your bridal party. Just have
Yeah.
a bunch
They're
of
gonna
dudes.
ruin it.
Unless
Yeah.
they like wrestling, they cannot be in your wedding party.
Yeah.
That's my rule.
I
Wrestling you or WWE.
So you're gonna say that you're not sick and tired of these motherfucking Jays on this motherfucking plane?
I will say I've
was
had
fun.
some great times with some of the Jaybirds on planes with me as well. I was sitting in the Miami airport coming home
That's
from
where I also flew. A lot of Jewish people love Miami.
close to Boca.
Boca Raton, yeah.
You know, when my buddy leaned over, we're just sitting at the terminal, and he just leans over to me and taps me. He's like, "You know a Jewish person's favorite wine?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "I want to go to Miami." I've never heard that street joke before, and I'm like, "That's amazing." And I've heard a lot of really good
Street
ones,
jokes
like,
are good.
taking
Dude,
over
imagine
something.
if our dad's generations had podcasts.
And they
It
just
would
sat
just
down
have
and
been. It would have been that joke.
I think that's how World War
Over
II
and
started.
over.
This dudes got a hold of microphones and they started wiling the fuck out.
Yeah. Some of them drew big crowds too.
That was their first social medias. They could just do speeches and talk shit. Like Winston Churchill was like, "What did he just say about me?"
Yeah.
Fucking hit dog trying to talk
That's
shit.
it. Fire up the radio. I'm gonna drop something on them.
Honey, turn on the radio, make that cushy sound.
Yeah, act like you can't quite find the channel.
It's me, Buzzard. I'm on here on
I want
channel
it to
4.
sound like the beginning of that fastball song. They made up their minds and
What
they
song is this?
started
What song is it about?
driving.
Fastball, baseball?
Fastball, the long drive, I think it's called. And the beginning of the song, they're scrolling through like a radio dial.
Yeah.
If you ever heard it, you should know. You're old enough to maybe know it.
It's like the beginning of Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. The whole thing is them scanning radio in the beginning.
Yeah,
That is true.
Guys, can we just talk about songs I know and like? Stop talking about songs I don't know and like.
Rebecca Black, sorry.
Like, it's Friday. Damn, my autistic girlfriend one time, sometimes I'll just sing a part of a song to her. And you know the song, It's Friday, Friday.
Gotta get horny on Friday.
This was, yeah. I looked her in the eyes and I sang, It's Friday, Friday. And she went, meeting my girlfriends at the Pizza Hut. I was like, on what planet ever would anybody ever make that the lyrics of the song?
You obviously never heard the Rebecca Black B-sides.
Yeah.
That was the remix. Yeah.
Do you know she's still making music?
Yeah, she's probably making music in a Pizza
She's just
Hut right
making
now.
music still about days of the week.
Did you guys used to eat inside of Pea Huts when
I
you were
did a
kids?
couple of times
Yeah.
when they had wings. Yeah.
Pizza Hut, no, even pre Wingstop Pizza Hut, when you could be part of the Pizza Hut book club. Were you in that?
Pizza Hut
Dude,
book club?
were you in Pizza Hut book club? Holy shit. Every time you read a book at school, you got like a new sticker on a Pizza Hut card. And when you filled the cards, you got like just like a free deep dish like meal for your family.
Yeah.
So you were literally my reading provided
yeah,
for
I
my
do remember
family.
that, yeah.
They would come over with the red Coca-Cola cups. You just crush Dr. Pepper or root beer, mug root beer in those.
Yeah.
Ooh, and they had a good salad bar there too. Everybody had a salad bar. Wendy's had a salad bar back then.
Yeah.
Wait, how would you get all the things? How would you get all the things to get the free pizza? You would have to drink sodas?
I had to read. You had to read
How did they know
books.
you were reading
Oh,
them?
okay.
You would like finish a book in school, and your teacher, they were the gatekeeper. They held the stickers. So I think a lot of teachers got a lot of free Pizza Hut meals. They're like, "Look, my son finished another card." Like, that's the only perk. They're paid $10,000 a year, so they're like, "Yeah, here you can have all the Pizza Hut cards."
I
you
know.
want."
You were the cheesy breadwinner of the house.
Yeah. So yeah, you would win a meal for your family. It was like you literally
Yeah,
provided.
you'd come home after reading like Narnia, and your mom would take your boots off at the door. and you're
Yeah,
like,
I just come home like a tattered old salesman.
Yeah.
I'm like, It's rough. You don't know. I can't read another Clifford, hun. I can't read this fucking big red dog and his dumb stories.
Yeah, she's like,
But
sit down,
Daddy
have
needs
another
to supply
butter.
a deep dish.
If only I had the qualifications to be a teacher, because you know what? I would take those
Oh.
things to every single Pizza Hut in the tri-state area.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be at the one on 130 Del Rand down on Delsey Drive in Glassboro.
I remember in the same vein, my friend's mom, classic South Jersey trash. She just was like, "Yeah, I got a hold of a bunch of Frosty coupons. You want them?"
Yeah.
And it was when you could just turn one in for a free coupon. So we just each had a stack. We never asked where they came from. She just knew somebody on the inside. Each of us
Yeah.
had a stack in our car.
Doing Wendy's drive.
Yeah.
Those
Dude,
were
she had-
nice.
she had
dude.
the
You
inside.
used to go buy, they were $1, and you just buy the little keychain. You get a Frosty. You get one Frosty every day.
This
for
is even
free.
before that. It was just you just got a stack, and it was like one free Frosty. So we'd pull up to the drive-thru, and I'd be like, "Small Frosty," and just pull up,
Yeah.
hand them a coupon, and they'd have to hand me a Frosty.
Where
I-
was I? I was only in the game on box tops. I wasn't getting free Frosties
Dude,
and
free-
shit.
You never went and got the $1 Frosty keychain?
Yeah, $1
It had to
Frosty
be.
No.
was good too. That,
That
was
was
recent.
the-
For $1 Frosty
no.
was pretty recent.
Dude, the
No,
only-
that was the thing when I was a little tiny bite-sized little
Really?
kissable boy. Yeah, I used to be able to go there. I'd go there with my mom, and we'd get a fucking Frosty on the house, and it
Dude,
would
was
be
there anything
unbelievable.
better than having a keychain but no keys when you were a kid?
Yeah, dude, just
I
having
had
other
so many
keychains.
keychains, and then just like keys to like the house my parents had before they bought ours.
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
were just in the junk drawer. One like skeleton key that when I was little, I told myself I was like, one day this is going to open an important door.
Yeah, it was just my apartment door. That's how we became friends. What's up? You want to do a podcast?
Did I had
No.
I had keychains that didn't even have keys on them. I had those. What were they called?
That's what I'm talking about.
Gigapets or something?
Oh
what were those
yeah,
little
Gigapets, Tamagotchis.
Tamagotchis? Those things. Damn.
Tamagotchis you could fight. Gigapets were the girl ones. Gigapets you raised them and nurtured them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Tamagotchis you could battle them.
Yeah.
It was essentially pre-Pokemon, I think. Might have been
Yeah.
at the same time.
True. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Now you leave your house, you're like phone, wallet, keys. Back then it was like Tamagotchi, keychains,
Yeah.
Yak back.
Velcro wallet.
Remember Yak backs?
Oh yeah.
No,
it was birthed off of Home Alone. He had the talk boy Yak back, and it was like you could talk into it and then just play it right back. That was technology
That
then.
sounds.
So then they
yeah.
created one that was just like a little. Then they made an even smaller Yak back that was. Can you pull up Yak back? I need to see it. Mine was purple and
time to grab
blue,
another bit.
and it was shaped like.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It was shaped like a futuristic TV remote. There it is, Yak backs. I had the teal one top here next to the clear one. You would just all you would do is talk into it and hit play, and it would just say back whatever you just said. But then the next one you recorded would erase the previous one. So it was like the original Snapchat for 11-year-olds.
Oh, shit,
So you would
that's
say
wild.
all the worst words. You'd be like, boop,
Thank
boop,
you.
boop, 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 and play it back.
that's
and you're like,
fun.
dude, I can delete it or I can keep this right now.
That's
So I'll say that podcast really originated with Yak backs.
Yak back. That's where it started. With short form podcasting. And, you get some of those. You remember? Look at that Yak back. That's
Yak back
fucking
with
great.
options. You could add sound effects on that orange one.
Damn. Between
Yeah.
those and sock and boppers, you could have everything you need in life.
Oh, and
Those
you
sock
throw on a
and
pair of
boppers.
moon shoes, Nickelodeon moon shoes. Every kid broke their ankle in those.
Oh, that shit
things.
hurts so bad, dude. My lawn was just filled with huge divots too. It was like a goddamn. That was World War I for me, dude. I'd be running across no man's land with the mines.
If my kid fucked up my lawn, I would lose my shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come fuck up your lawn.
Don't
just
do that
as
shit.
an adult.
I just come upstairs and just look out the window at it for about a minute. It's not even a great lawn. I just like looking at the lawn. I feel like that's just what I'm meant to do now.
Fertilized.
You
by
should
your
get
enemies.
a pair of Nickelodeon moon shoes and mow the lawn in them now.
True, yeah, dude.
There's like, did you see Dan, the guy that said he's a comedian?
You should wear moon
Was out there
shoes.
in moon shoes.
You should wear moon shoes to the airport when they're like, shoes go in a separate bin. And you just rip out some moonies.
Home Alone talk.
Yeah, the Home Alone
That's
Talk
it,
Boy,
yeah, yeah.
and that got everyone's hopes up too, because in the movie, that's what helped him thwart the bad guys. He used it to play back the recording of the one he would call down to the desk, because he would call down and play it at half speed.
Fake movie.
Yeah, and it would be like, I'd like one large ice cream
Oh,
and
yeah.
a
Oh, I
milkshake
remember you using that. Yeah.
and a bag of chips and all that shit.
Yeah, that's what he does when his uncle's in the shower or whatever. He gets
But
a
times
recording
were
of him.
simpler then, dude. That was like all technology needed to be. That's all we need now. Is just you say something, you play it back and go, that sounded fucking stupid, like I do every time I listen back to our
No,
podcast.
dude, I think I need
there
my
he is
Apple
down there
Watch.
in lower left with it.
Dude, I even love they were like, talk boy girl. Talk girl, we'll make it pink.
It's like email for girls.
Yeah.
Female.
This is going to be great for when you become a secretary.
if you work hard and go to school, you could become a mother of 3 fat kids, and that's it ever. No matter if I have a say in it.
Imagine the alimony payments you could receive. Yeah,
And
I like your idea of fucking with TSA, though. I think we need to do that more. All
Yeah.
it takes to do is just
Moon shoes at TSA rules.
moon shoes and a one-way flight on Frontier. It's like $20.
Yeah.
Get some moon shoes, show up, and fuck with some
Just,
people.
us just all waiting in the line like this.
No, you buy moon shoes. You buy every product that you have that has to be like it has to be named after bomb. Like you be like, oh, this is like the bomb lip gloss. This is bomb parts of a bomb.
You got to take my pocket knives out of my bomb pussy.
Every product has to be named after a bomb, dude. Your T-shirts all say
Going
bomb.
on to a list.
Jay just Googled the word dynamite in Google Images.
Search dynamite that gets past TSA.
Yeah.
Have you ever followed? You can follow TSA on Instagram.
He was about to. Autocomplete's about to.
Do you
fuck
follow?
us.
Do you ever
TSA
follow TSA on Instagram?
TSA's got some clapbacks.
No.
They'll
on
post
Instagram.
all the shit that they confiscate. Like
Yeah.
it'll be brass knuckles with like 7 knives coming out of the fingers.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yep, took this out of another bag today." You're like,
Yeah. I was a bit of a bad boy last time I flew and snuck some edibles through TSA. I was like, oh, this is bad. I know they don't, and I've never done it, so I'm like,
the
sitting there
first time you
sweating.
do it, you feel like a real rebel.
Yeah.
Like then when
Yeah.
you fly all the time, you're like, "These are just daddy's snacks."
And then I finally get there and I taste it and I'm like, wow, they taste really different and they taste like shit because I put them in my ass. And when I got there, I mean, it was worth the weight of doing it. But
Were they gummies or like real?
no, they were gummies. It was just
Pure
like
chocolate bites, so he ate a couple turds.
Yeah.
I took a bunch of them and I was too scared to want to fly them back as well. So,
So you just munched them all?
I just took like 4 in one day and I'm wandering around the Duke bookstore out of my fucking mind before the football game. Oh my God, it was. You just see animals on planes. There was
Yeah.
a guy sitting next to me who they served a meal because it was an international flight. He has it on his tray. He wants a second meal. I didn't know you could get seconds on airplanes if you ask. So he wants to get up, but his tray is down with food on top of it, and he looks behind him, and then he just tries to get up with the tray down without trying to like disturb it, and he just gets up and just knocks it over and then comes back with another set of meal and
Yeah.
then just like pushes it all on the ground. He's wearing pajamas. I'm like, have some fucking self-respect.
It always that is one of the things that pissed me off the most about traveling is like just not even not knowing like the common behavior, but just like think for 1 second before you do shit.
Yeah.
Oh, when they
Everyone that
stand
just
at the end?
stops in
Yeah.
when they stand in the, even in the airport, everyone they'll just like stop randomly and go, "Where's Terminal 7?" And you're like, there's people flying past you
Yeah.
because they're late for their flight because they wanted to get another 15 minutes of sleep this morning.
Yeah.
And you're just like, "Should I get a Cinnabon?" Or like standing on that the walkway. If you
Yeah.
don't stand to the right on the moving walkway, you can fuck right off.
Oh yeah. There's
Yeah.
people that are in
to the
there
left is for the rapid guys like me. I feel like I'm walking so fast. On
Oh,
those
I
things.
get what you're saying.
Dude, I
Yeah.
love going fast on a moving walkway. I did it in a suit the other day. I've never felt better in my life.
You should do it in your tracksuit and just like go like left, right ass cheeks.
just like
very
I'm
aggressively.
skiing. No, dude, traveling in a suit, it's
Palo
always
Ono.
weird.
Yeah.
Usually I travel sweatpants, hoodie, and like comfy.
Yeah.
And I see
when
a
you're the
guy in a
prettiest,
suit,
dude.
and I'm like, fuck, that looks cool. That
no
does
makeup
look
on?
cool. What happened?
You said I usually travel in like sweatpants, like hair up, and I was like, ah, it's
I
when you're
do.
the
I do have
prettiest.
to do that now. My hair's long. I have to
It's a
like,
Dra-
I
it's a
have to wear
Drake
hat,
reference.
or else it gets all messy.
sweatpants and hoodies though is respectable. That's
So,
fine. It's
but-
grown adults that are wearing fucking
The pajama pants
Pajama
is
pants.
yeah.
I'm like-
you can't have a cartoon character on your pants. when
That's
you fly.
crazy. People do that.
yeah.
Plaid is like open season.
You fly in plaid pajama pants, though.
Yeah, you can
I thought you said
open
open
fire.
season to shoot.
You
them.
could
Yeah,
just
you
be
can open
really.
fire at them, yeah.
You could just be open really into ska.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, both.
But no, I always see whenever I'm dressed like sweatpants like this, I see a guy in a suit and I'm like, fuck, that looks so cool.
Yeah.
I want that. And then I did it the other day and you do feel cool until you see somebody in sweatpants and a hoodie and you're like, fuck, he looks so comfortable.
Yeah,
I want
Yeah,
that.
flying in a fucking suit is for the birds.
I don't know. It did feel great. I flew in and out to a city in the same day. And it did feel pretty cool flying in a suit, flying out in one. It's like at the end of a wedding. It's like you never look good in a suit at the end of a wedding.
Yeah.
Everything's untucked and like stretched and wrinkled.
Yeah.
I felt like such a bag of shit like
No,
on the
I
way
get-
back.
yeah.
I just have stains from. I flew into Chicago. I sampled a really good coffee at Starbucks. And then
Yeah.
I
Oh,
went
is that
to
a
an
local?
Old Navy and then I went to a work event, and then I flew home.
Yeah.
That was my 11 hours in Chicago.
Yeah.
Damn, you feel like a slutty flight attendant, huh?
I do.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
didn't even do anything fun or cute.
Just come back. It's like, sorry, I'm like a pro at this. This is my job. I like do this all the
I did
time.
walk around a record shop and think to myself, I'm not going to buy any fucking records.
Yeah,
But I did. I walked up and down every fucking bin just to
my
kill
God.
time.
I didn't know Air Austria had flights to Chicago in one day from Philly. That's
no,
pretty
that was
wild.
another trip.
Big
I've been
Bulls
on
fans.
I need to count it up. It's been 6 weeks in a row I've flown.
You get
There's a
miles
lot.
or points, or is it?
Yeah,
all
I am racking that up. That's nice.
you
Give me
fly
'em.
Yeah, dude. Is that well? You're going to Chicago. United has the hub out of Chicago.
Jesus
Philly,
Christ, you are so autistic.
Philly is American. Charlotte is Delta. We can go on and on. I mean, Newark is United. I flew
Charlotte is
United, too.
American, I think, actually.
Is it? It very well could be.
I did a lot of traveling I had to go through.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Raleigh Durham is.
Yo, this is my
Delta.
fucking nightmare. Just so you guys know, I've lived in an airport for the last 6 weeks, and you guys are like, Cinnabons are great. You know what goes into them? Terminal D12's got a good one in Raleigh. Fuck right off, dude.
That's so funny.
Airplanes can go fuck themselves.
All the things we've ever talked about on this podcast, that's your trigger words.
Yes,
Don't you
airports.
mention
Don't talk
Delta
about
around me
fat
again.
people in sweatpants at an airport, or else I'll lose my Chicago.
It is.
I
Yeah.
do like how at the Philly airport, though, literally Terminal E is nothing but Spirit and Frontier flights. Like they just
Yeah.
zoned off an entire terminal for those people, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just send them all down there. We'll have our Delta Sky Lounge in another terminal.
I do. I play Lost in my head when I'm on there, and I plan out like if this
Oh, what
plane was
happened?
to go down,
Fuck, that's
who's
a good
going to be the
idea.
guy that I'm probably going to have to fight to be the king of the island? Who's going to be? And in reality, I'm just going to be the guy that's crying on the beach for a month straight. Where everyone's like, "Dude, we got to get a plan." I'm like, "But all my family's there."
Yeah.
I'd just be on the side. Well, son.
Yeah. Dude, they're selling Spalding finally leaned in, and they're selling Wilson volleyballs
Really?
with Wilson handprint on there. I saw that in Austria.
That's in
Maybe
Austria?
just in Austria.
Oh, yeah, you
They
can't find
finally
that
leaned
shit in
in.
the U.S. No.
I don't know. But
That's
yeah, I do.
incredible,
I love
though.
playing Lost. I'll look around. I'm like, all right, if we had to eat someone on this plane, who's it going to be?
The obese guy, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Lost was. I forgot that Lost was a movie. I thought it
was a show.
Volleyball. No, what was the? Was it the movie? Was it Billy? or not-
Castaway is the movie.
Castaway. I kept thinking. of
Castaway,
fucking-
yeah. No, you were thinking of Lost. That was Gabby Petito for a few weeks. And then,
And then she was found.
yeah, and then she was found. And yeah, me and my bitch wife are thinking about going as Gabby Petito and her ex-boyfriend. I think they're
Yeah.
exes now, right? We
You
were
have
going
to
go as them.
have gator teeth marks on you because he definitely got eaten, right?
Yeah,
That
kind of like that
reservoir.
kid in Disney World. They got chomped up by a gator. Yeah, but
That's crazy.
It is. What are you? Are you guys dressing up for Halloween? What's the deal?
I think I gotta. My daughter's gonna be
What's the
Little
deal?
Mermaid.
What's the deal?
deal with
What's the deal
costumes?
with Chicago airline food?
Cinnabeasleys, bro. We eat strictly Cinnabeasleys. It's got cinnamon toast taste. Fuck you, lady.
You guys shooting dish at the airport?
No, everyone kept telling me to go. What is it, Lou Magnati's or whatever?
It's a casserole.
I'll tell you who makes good deep dish. Costco makes good deep dish. Chicago, so eat a dick.
Yeah, they do.
You should. Yeah, that's another way to fuck with TSA is only pack Cinnabons when you travel. All you have like they bring it in
individually
there
wrapped
like,
Cinnabons.
and then like they go over and like, what are you doing with these? And you're like, let's just say I never learned how to land. And they're like, that doesn't even fit the thing. That's you're not
Fuck, you're
fly-
giving me so many ideas. I'm about to go online tonight and buy a one-way to Panama City Beach, Florida.
Oh,
And
dude.
I'm
That
gonna
would be
in the
fun. Just to
airport.
fill your.
Oh, I mean, I have it. It's no real, no come off my dick. I'll go and get it again. I don't care. But yeah, no, I would love to fuck with TSA. Do that. I'm
Just
firing.
fill your pockets with random shit and keep when you go through and they're like, sir, anything? The first thing I'd be like, oh, keys, duh.
Yeah.
And you put in, actually, this might be a good sketch. You walk through again, they're like, sir, you're like, oh, fuck. And it's like, wallet. Then it's like, go through again. It's like, sir, it's a picture of my grandmother, like just in a frame, just
No,
pulling
picture
random
of that
shit
guy's
out.
grandmother.
Yeah.
Find out who works there. Scout the employees there. Just get information on them.
Pictures of their kids. Oh, you just are handing them pictures of their kids.
Yeah.
You're like, I think you guys should let me through.
and then eventually it goes to like the missing kid on the back of a milk carton type of thing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how they know that their kid's been missing.
it's just pictures of them printed out from Facebook.
Yeah, you Google pictures of them in college and you laugh at yourself because you're like, they didn't go to college.
Dude, there's a guy that does that on TikTok. Have you seen the guy on TikTok doing that?
Who? What?
He will literally go to a Best Buy, take a picture of somebody working.
I love that kid.
Go print it and put it on a T-shirt, and then walk in 10
Yeah.
minutes later, and the people are like, "What the fuck is
Yeah.
that?"
I enjoy that, and nobody seems to be too thrilled about it.
No,
I
but-
sit in my bed with my Cheetos on my belly, and I go,
I am firing back up the old Facebook Marketplace podcast again, though. I'm
Are
getting
ya?
some really squirrely ideas. We're going to fire
I just
it up.
went back to that right by that Walmart that we
Summerdale?
dropped the hot dog humidor off at.
Hell yeah. I'm expanding, not just food anymore. We're going really off the rails.
I'm
We're-
getting into people now. Trafficking. There's tons of them on Facebook.
Dude, I went to Goodwill
It's like you
and
want 'em to take.
I picked up something at Goodwill that I'm like making my own, and then I'm going to list it, and I'm going to be fishing for lunatics.
Making
So-
your own?
Yeah.
Can you
well, I
hint
find
what it is?
Well, I'll give you a hint. It's a glass covered table, and what I did was I took the,
not a hint?
I took
You just told me what it was.
I took the glass off of it, and it's a nice circular like coffee type of table, and I'm gonna print out nothing but photos and cover the table with. Now it's gonna be a surprise what kind of photos they are, but it's gonna surprise some people. It might horrify some people, but we're gonna do
It's
it.
going to put some people on a Megan's Law list.
you should continue to meet up with people at Walmarts, but you should stand at the top of the Walmart and drop leaflets and they just say up here. If they could see you the whole time.
I gotta hide from them is the thing.
Yes.
That's what I have to do, and jump out of a bush or on top of the roof.
They love when you jump out of a bush. Yeah.
So wait, go back to your Halloween costume.
It's not even funny now. I think I have to be King Triton from Little Mermaid. So I think I got to go shirtless with a trident around my neighborhood.
Who's being Ursula?
I don't know.
Fuck, looks like there's a gap for one of us fellers to fill in.
I'd love to be a big octopus lesbian. I'm the one who runs the sea or whatever.
Did you ever see? So they based that. Well, no, they based Ursula off like a famous drag queen. And when you see the drag queen, you're like, oh, they just stole the whole fucking thing from that. Look it up.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like Big Sally or something like
There's a
that.
director's cut where she's reading to kids in the underwater school. She's reading to an underwater school
It's a
of fish.
problem.
Oh, wow.
Oh
So
shit!
yeah, they just stole the whole thing off of what was her name?
Paul Giamatti.
looks
Paul
like
Giamatti.
looks like Paula Dean. Who's
Paul Giasquati when she pees. Am I right?
Divine.
Divine, yeah.
Oh shit, that's where you on the ad is where you go to school to be Jake from State Farm.
oh shit? University of Wisconsin. Yeah, it looks like they're in training for Target or at State Farm.
Dirt Chick-fil-A.
Khakis. Anyway, what's your costume gonna be?
Me and my lovely betrothed are going to be Abraham Lincoln and John Wilkes Booth. Per her
No, the
idea.
fuck you're not.
Yes, this was her idea.
Pre-gunshot when they were still pals.
Yeah, we're going into Center City, Philly, and I'm going to dress up as John Wilkes Booth, and she's going to dress up as the man who freed the slaves.
Are you putting a hole in her head?
And this is supposed to be funny for somebody. I'm going to get my shit rocked, dude.
I don't know, dude. It
Also,
could go
no
either
one's
way.
gonna look at you and go, "Oh fuck, John Wilkes Booth."
Yeah.
Like if she walks away, nobody has a goddamn clue
John
who you
Wilkes
are.
Booth
gonna-
kind of looks like Edgar Allan Poe. Look that up.
I think every villainous character from that era looks exactly like that in
Yeah.
your mind.
I don't know. What do you think they would
They
be?
all kind of look like Hitler too.
I can see it a little bit. Yeah.
Do you think they?
Growing out the stash, Matt?
Fuck yeah, dude. Are you gonna dye it black too?
No.
He could have been a redhead. We don't
painted
know.
black.
Wasn't he a failed actor?
Yeah.
That fits.
Yeah, I mean, all failed actors end up shooting somebody in a movie
This is
theater.
the first time he killed in a theater.
We're on the set of a movie.
Yeah, that's why I like to support the people over at Eastern State Penitentiary. It's a theater kid's time to shine in the month of October.
Yeah, dude, you
Gotta
should
let
just.
'em have it.
By the way, people are going there and beating the fuck out of the actors.
Wait, they are?
Good.
They are?
Hell
Is that
yeah.
a thing?
That's a thing that they're complaining. Like people are being rude. They're putting their hands on
Oh,
us.
because you can wear little thing like light up necklaces that let them touch you. If you wear one, that means that you're allowed to be touched. So I can see somebody wearing that and then they get touched and then they lose their fucking
Dan's
mind.
got 3 of those necklaces on, walking around with his dick out.
Yeah, I wear those when I go into my physical. I don't wear them at an Eastern State.
That's actually the only way my wife knows I want to fuck.
I just want to know what it feels like to be touched again, and that's where I go.
She just sees blinking. Your wife sees blinking lights coming from down the hallway. She's like, "Not again."
Again, I'm gonna have to dress like that murdered security guard again.
Those see and touch haunted, dude. I want to go into those see and touch haunted houses or whatever they're called and just go Assassin's Creed. I want to
See
just
and touch
lurch.
haunted houses?
Yeah, the ones where they can put their hands on you.
Oh yeah, Eastern State will let you.
I want to
do
lurch
that.
over top of them in a cape and just fucking.
I haven't been to a really good
their
suburban
eyes.
haunted house in a while. Eastern State's its own thing, but they have some over here that you like walk through the fucking woods and people chase you.
Yeah, I don't like those ones because those are the ones where I feel like that's where you're going to hear the story that like an actual murderer
Yeah.
just wandered in and was
Yeah.
like, yeah, he just lurked in the woods at dusk. That's how he did his killing.
Everybody thought it was just a really well acted script.
Were you when you were younger? Were you guys good at like with scary shit, like like haunted houses and
Like
stuff?
scaring people are good with dealing
No, like
with
were
it.
you? Did you handle it well? I was
Yeah.
I was a very scared kid.
I was very scared. I would stay towards the back, but then you're in the conundrum of you're in the back, you're the last fucking one, so you got to work your way into the middle of the group.
Dude, my parents, they must have loved it so much because there's so many pictures of me crying out front of like the Winona haunted house. Like
I know
it was
right
an
where
old,
that's at.
that dude. That one was right down the street from my mom had a shop, like a hair salon. So like we knew everyone in the town. It was a big event. And I was like, I don't want to go because it's just going to be me crying in front of girls that I think are cute.
Yeah.
And sure enough, every year they dragged Johnny through there. And the people knew my mom.
Yeah.
So they would like use my name specifically. They'd be like, you go into a room and be like, Johnny. I'm like, oh, fucking kill you.
I remember I was at Creamy
I was like
Acres.
14.
Creamy
Creamy
Acres was a
Acres, that was-
terrifying one. I was at a date there when I was like 14, and it was me and my girlfriend at the time, and then like her two sets of couple friends, and they had me lead through the mirror thing. Dude, I was in like a fucking. You ever see when NFL players go when they hit the bag? I was running full speed into mirrors because they were like go go go, and I would go, and I started rocking the entire like maze itself because I was a big hoss at the time.
Big hoss.
They had you in the blue tent for CTE protocol afterwards.
I would just hit it, be like, not that way, not that way.
My name's Rick Harrison, and I run this haunted house with my son, Big Hoss, and it's just you running through fucking mirrors.
They said I can want it better than I can. That was me being
That was him. I had a cold.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Canadian cold. That's a
Canadian
new way you say retarded.
A Canadian
He's got the
cold.
old Canadian cold. No, but dude, Creamy Acres was a big rite of passage. That's where I think I finally choked down my pride and was like, you got to at least appear to not be the biggest coward in this group because it was all girls and boys. Like
Yeah.
it was like the girls you thought were there was always like a year older than you, or some reason hanging out with the year younger.
No, it's
and I'm
always-
like, I gotta fucking impress this. I remember her name was Courtney, and things didn't go too good for her later in life. But at the time, she'd only failed 7th grade once. Ooh. So she was the oldest girl in our grade
Hell yeah.
by default.
No C cups.
And I had to impress her with how cool I was at Creamy Acres. So like the whole time I was just like, it's barely even scary.
They do make money. Like if they apparently I don't know the amount of money you could make, but I think that they are like pretty big money grabbers. You just set up like actors and some
Oh
bullshit
yeah,
in your
it's
house.
nothing.
You
You pay the actors nothing.
It's just very seasonal is the problem.
Yeah.
but-
Stop
I
asking
wonder
for
you gotta
handouts.
probably
Take a living that way.
yeah. We need
Yeah.
more Christmas haunted houses.
Dude,
I want to
fucking
see one.
Planned Parenthood. You need a little extra money. Just set up a haunted house in there. you
Speaking
got
of-
all the stuff. Hang it up. It's sitting in the trash can. All right, that one's gonna
Dude,
be.
there's a town, there's a house in my town that they're definitely too overboard with their decorations. They have like baby dolls on spikes out front of their house and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like I never really noticed it till now. Like walking with my daughter, I have to avoid that house now. And there was a thing in like the town mom's Facebook group that my wife showed me that was like, are people going a little bit too far? And I was like, how bad could it be? And she's like, well, somebody has somebody just hanging from a tree in their yard. I was like, all right, well, yeah, that's pretty bad for multiple reasons.
Yeah, that's a tough
Not
one.
even scary factor. There's a bad history, a little bit attached to that.
that's a tough
Like,
one.
Oh, man, that's a toughie.
it's like, yeah, maybe we take that one down. Babies
Yeah.
on spikes. That could be a political statement. Who knows?
My problem with going to the haunted place, I don't know how to react if you're like you get scared and shit, but I'm like I'm not a screamer per se, so
Yeah.
I just like wince a little bit.
I laugh a lot now to hide the fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You fucking
I didn't get scared at all.
I pissed my pants before I got here. Are you kidding me?
Oh, that was good. That one was good.
that was you got me that time. Yeah, we should get the boys and go to a haunted house and like hold each other.
That's actually fuck man on the street stuff. Let's all go to the haunted house and film some
Man in
content
the
there.
house, yeah.
Have you seen
Let's get scared.
Have you seen the Nathan For You haunted house episode? Holy shit. It's incredible. He basically is like, we're going to make the scariest haunted house. And he just has a standard haunted house, brings people into it. But his whole twist on it is that he stops the haunted house stuff. And he's like, hey, there was one worker in here who actually has a very deadly disease and they accidentally touched you. We need to get you to a hospital. They put them in an ambulance, bring them to a hospital. People in hazmat suits come out. They
Jesus
literally
Christ.
think they have like a deadly disease on them as people are freaking the fuck out. And then they walk out of the ambulance and then he has a sign like, oh, that's the end of the haunted house. What'd you guys guy's thing. And these people were like out of their fucking minds. It was
Damn,
pretty
it's crazy
incredible.
that the government just bit off of Nathan for you and did the same thing with COVID.
Yeah,
It's like the ultimate haunted house.
we really got you with
You
that
can't
one.
leave your houses. How about that?
Now, I'm seeing a bunch of people are now getting COVID again. What's the dealio with that?
Yeah, sorry about that.
You got COVID?
No, I just kept giving it.
Oh,
Just hand that out for Halloween.
I kept going on airplanes. I put all it in my suitcase with Cinnabons, and I just gave everybody COVID.
Oh yeah, dude. I used to do that with SARS back in 07. It was a bit of a problem, but I thought I was spreading good word. I was like a missionary on
Yeah.
a devilish deed, you know?
Yeah, at that point, yeah, the missionary.
Yeah. I was like
gave it.
that guy that went to that island of like, what do you call the indigenous people? He went there like trying to spread the word of Christ. I was like, you're gonna get shot with a fucking
Oh, yeah,
arrow.
he was a
They
Rockefeller.
decapitated him.
Was he?
Yeah, there
They
was
cut
one.
his
I don't
head
know
off,
if
They
it's-
didn't
cut his head
There's
off
a
and then they like showed it to the helicopter and they lit him
Yeah.
on fire and put him out to sea or something.
That rules, dude.
That
Yeah.
does rule. That's the that rules of this that rules.
That is the
episode.
that rules of the week.
You guys need the
if
that
you could
rules of
pick
the
a
week.
way to die, freaking
Freaking get your
You could
gosh
just
darn
die-
head chopped the crap off.
they heck you to death.
This guy paid a Filipino man out to get him on a fishing boat to drive him towards this island, and then these people just started shooting fucking blow darts at him. He's like, they'll listen to me, and they buried him on the beach, is I think how it actually
Yeah.
ended.
That's pretty sick, dude.
That's
Yeah.
the best haunted house ever. That guy went. He was like, "Woo!"
Yeah.
and they're like,
It's
"No,
pretty
seriously, we're
good.
gonna fucking cut your head
If I'm
off."
gonna get shot with an arrow anywhere, it's gonna be on a deserted island. Not deserted. There's indigenous peoples living there. Yeah, I mean, what a way to go out in the middle of the Indian Ocean. I mean, hats off to that feller.
Don't take a cold, ice cold sip of your beer after
I'm
that.
gonna pour out a Mickey Olt for that man. He probably never had one. He was too busy spreading the word of Christ and all that cheap wine.
Yeah, what are you even gonna talk to them about God when you get out there? 'Cause
It's
you're
like they
gonna
don't
be
even they don't
Yeah,
even
how
know how
do
to
you-
speak anything but their
Right.
language.
How do you start? And you're like, all right, you know how you guys worship big ball fire and sky?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There's somebody past that.
That's
His
not even
name's
that.
God.
You don't speak the same language, so normally you'd start out with like couch.
Yeah.
This one you have to be like, it all ends. But there's more if you're good. And they're like, we're gonna cut this guy's fucking head off. We're gonna cut his head off.
He
Yeah,
definitely
we're-
was like a youth pastor too. He landed and had like a leather bracelet, like a
Yeah.
cuff on, and was just like, "Let's rap, guys."
What's up, all you friggers?
Yeah. Oh, those arrows look sharp. Ouch! I'm dead.
They treated him like we should treat everybody that does door-to-door sales, right? I mean, they shot him on site. Did you
Yeah.
ever do that in your sales career?
I did. I was door to door business. I wasn't door to
Or were you
door
selling
residential.
some fucking
I was selling
cutlery or something?
FiOS business door to door.
You
That
were,
was
like
real
scamming
fun.
old people, or what was?
No, it was business. I would go to like
Oh, business. Oh, okay.
mechanics and be like,
yeah, old business.
oh yeah,
owners.
it was sad. I go into mechanics and be like, "Don't you want internet?" And they're like, "Why?" And I was like, "It's inevitable. It's going to take over the world." I don't know, man. I get $19 if
Yeah.
you say yes. Like, and
He was
then
just
I would
going
go
to people
take
that
car
still
naps.
owned video stores in 2012, and he's like, "Listen, we got this new thing called the internet."
Dude, you'd be amazed. Like I would get deep into South Jersey, like down like the Hamilton area.
Oh, yeah,
And
dude.
I would go into a mechanic. He's like, "I've never even had a phone line." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like,
pigeons, and then it lands on his
it always blows my
like
mind.
I was on a
out.
plane with a bunch of those.
Yeah. Dan was similar. Dan does door to door dash. And,
Yeah, and I do that with no pants on.
Oh,
most of
we
the
can
time.
before we wrap up. That's what we can. Speaking of dash and doors, ding dong ditch, mischief night. Were you guys big mischief night guys?
Hold on. You said too many things rhythmically there,
That was perfect. This is a
door to
perfect
door
segue.
dash. Speaking of ding dong dish, you guys have a mischief night.
Sorry, I connect. I made two
was
ends
nice.
meet, my friend.
It was nice.
I also didn't know that ends meet was like connecting two ends. I thought making ends meet until recently, months ago. I thought making ends meet was like you're doing just good enough
That's
that you
what I've
get
always
the
thought.
end of the meat when you go to the deli.
For a couple of years.
Yeah, I thought that till about this past August. So
Wait, what does it mean? I'm so out of the loop.
it's
now.
making two ends meet, so connecting two ends.
I think it's how you make a black hole, though. Isn't
Kinda
that what a
could-
black
It's
hole
not
is?
ends meet, it's ends meet.
Two parts of
Anyway,
the surface.
mischief night. Were you a big mischief night
Yeah,
guy?
you're damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a guy who's never done anything on mischief. Yeah, I was freaking hecking up on mischief
Yeah,
night.
No,
Oh,
you know,
Mischief
I,
night?
I got caught on mischief night one
I was
time.
eating eggs, using toilet paper.
My-
You're doing all the things you would do. You're like,
That's so
guys, I was
sick.
wiping and scrambling eggs all night.
If somebody only had a loose understanding and they thought it was just toilet paper and eggs, and you're like, it just doesn't feel very mischievous.
Mischief night was wild in my house
My
last night.
cholesterol has spiked.
No, my dad gave me eggs to egg our next door neighbor's house because they sued us when I was a kid. And me and my two buddies went and egged the shit out of a brand new car right next door that they got
Nice.
like a week prior. The people across the street were friends with them, and they saw us do it, so they screamed, so we ran. We ran, and me and my buddy went down the block. My other friend ran straight up my fucking driveway. So they saw him run up my driveway.
Yeah.
They went over there and they chewed my dad out and called the cops, and then we just scrammed and went to one of their houses, and then my dad had to go over and clean the car off. But he was just like, yeah, you know, kids will be kids. Meanwhile, he was the one that gave us 2 fucking cartons. So that was my first mischief night.
Wow.
The 2 cartons was the cigarettes he paid you for getting the job done. Here you go, kid. You're gonna make it good in this unit.
My dad on a mischief night, there used to be a guy in our neighborhood that I guess thought it would be a good idea to just walk around in a Michael Myers costume, which was fun. But my dad was out. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. Like he would walk up to the
Was
kids.
he just making the like doing the noise, the music too? Hey, Dave.
Just out doing my thing.
No, he was walking around and the kids liked it. It was fun. He'd be like stay in the street. The kids would come up, try to get close and run away. Like it was a funny thing. But for whatever reason, me and my dad were in our garage, and he walked up to the end of our driveway and then started walking up our driveway, like trying to be like freaky. And my dad is a really mild mannered, relaxed guy, but when he gets upset, he's like, I'll fucking die right now. I don't care at all. So he starts to walk and he goes, why would you think you can walk here? And he starts walking towards Michael Myers. And then Michael Myers starts backtracking down my and he goes, why would you think you can walk here? Why would you do that? And my dad walked up 3 houses. And the guy was like, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
I'm just doing my best.
You know, it's actually really hard to see in this mask.
It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Then we went inside and he made us mac and cheese and hot dogs.
My first mischief night, I got to finally go out. I was a late bloomer to it, but I went over to my buddy's house, so like he was always allowed to do all that stuff. So we went out with like the bad boys of our grade. And I immediately, after we threw eggs at a car, we missed. That's the thing they don't tell you too. Toilet paper in a tree, you miss a lot in the beginning.
Well, eggs aren't very aerodynamic either. Those shits will fucking take off.
It was
on
like
you.
6 baseball players. We should have been better at throwing eggs.
Yeah.
So we missed, but then as soon as we threw them, I turned right back into a pussy, and I was like, guys, he's gonna turn around, he's gonna come back, and he's gonna be mad. And a car came, and I dove into what I thought was a pile of leaves. It was leaves on top of a pile of rocks. And I hit my knee, and I was just the whole time going like, guys, I think I really messed up my knee. We should probably just go back to your house and not even partake in the mischief night for the rest of It's just because of the injury. It's not because I'm a coward, guys.
Johnny Crybaby.
We got back, and I had like a tiny bruise, and I was like, it's got to be an MCL.
Yeah,
Dude,
I was a late bloomer and all that shit. I peed the bed way too late. I was a pussy till way too long. But look at me now. I'm sad.
yeah, he's upset.
We got in trouble doing that shit, not even on mischief night, though. We used to hide in a stretch of woods that was right off of a main road and throw water balloons at people riding bikes by on the street. Somebody would be like cycling, getting their workout in, and just fucking nail them. This one guy fell off and almost got ran over by a car behind him. I mean, I've never run that fast in my life. I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah. God rest his soul.
Yeah, God rest his soul.
We
That
used
was
to do
with
that.
us.
We would just blindly huck rocks onto the highway over the sound
yeah.
walls, and you would just listen. And
See
you're
if
like,
it hit a
"This is-
windshield."
there's no repercussions for this.
Wait a minute. John Wilkes Booth was born in Bel Air, Maryland. He's the original Fresh Prince.
Yeah. Old Fresh
This is a
Princey.
story all about how
I
killed
shot Abraham Lincoln in the fucking head. This is
I got in one little theater and my guns got scared. I said, I'm ending the leader of the free world here.
He said, you move it to a barn, and you're going to go on the run. The cops showed up, and they set it on fire, and they said, come out. And I said, no, fuck you. Temperance terranium, or whatever I said.
Oh my God, that's insane.
I still can't get past the fact that you're gonna go into Philly dressed as John Wilkes Booth, and your girlfriend's
No one's going to know
be-
who you are. You're
when
going
they
to
find
get...
out, they're going to be upset.
Wait, is that why you're growing the mustache?
No, I just had it because I'm hot. But I think
How are you going to pull this off?
Well, actually, it could
this is a story all about how.
it could go either way. They could be mad at you for being the guy that shot the guy that freed the slaves, or they could be mad at Gab for being a guy who was a member of the Republican Party.
Yeah.
I really don't know. It could go either way. To be honest.
Do you think John Wilkes' table was like he's always got to one up me?
All right, it's been great having you on, Dan. Is there anything you want to plug? We're way over an hour.
No, we got some fun stuff coming up in November. Let's see. We got a Just Todd show out in Delco. We got a, what's going on that Thursday? Oh, Nightcap at Philly, which you guys are doing some of those coming up too, right?
Yes, tomorrow night.
You're there tomorrow night.
You already missed it.
Yeah.
It was history in the making.
And I think you and Jimbo Slice are going down somewhere November 12th out in Jersey Shore somewhere. He told
Are
me
we?
you were coming with us. I didn't know about it. I completely.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yes,
It's like
yeah.
someone's. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be a gay old time, and you'll see us kissing there. And South Jersey Bad Boys. I'm going to rebrand the old Facebook Marketplace podcast. Have you guys back over for that, and we'll.
Did you have a name for it, or was it just Facebook?
It was called Hungry
Marketplace?
for Some Leftovers
That's
because I
what it
tried
was.
to have it food related, but I think I'm changing it to Bizarre Bargains, and I'm going to have nothing but like
Bizargans.
yeah, all types of shit.
Featuring Lil Wayne.
All right, what do you guys got?
By the time this comes out, I've already been at the Waynebrook Inn and I've been at Nightcap. We have the post-game comedy show.
Oh, yeah.
Helium, November 11th. Come out. We want to fill the house. Let's pack it. Let's black it. That's wrong.
We want to fill
Let's
this house.
yak
Make it
back
haunted.
it. We're going to fill Helium. We're going to have a great show. So come out November 11th, post-game comedy. Lineup's pretty awesome. We got Tata Charisse on there, right? Ryan Foster, Peggy, Paul Carson, a lot of alumni from the... Actually, Paul's not been on the podcast yet.
Connor King.
Brendan, Connor King. So the lineup will probably change and none of those people end up being able to show up. But that's who's on the flyer, dorks.
That's right.
But Monte
yeah.
Comedy for everything else for me.
And that's a Saturday at 4, you said?
Saturday, November 11th at
4:30. We got changed to 4:30.
4:30.
Fuck, dude.
11:11. Make a wish. Hey.
Make a wish.
Jinx, we got to have sex.
You gotta have sex with each other.
I'm gonna.
That's how it
film
works, right?
Yes.
What do you
Yeah.
got, Matthew?
Halloween night. Ooh, very spooky, scary. A very silly gay guy running a crowd work show. Aboard Jimmy G running a very funny show at Helium on Halloween night. November 4th, we're going to be at the Haddon Barber Shop, literally behind me, a Steve Rinaldi show. Come out to that little puppy. The 12th will be with big slippery Diesel and young voluptuous Jimmy. And we're just going to be doing it. You mentioned we were going to do it, right?
I think
It's almost already done.
Okay.
it's already been done. Yeah.
Too much
Well, we're the best. Donald Trump.
Thanks, bye.